Good everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys some of the replays that I have with the Dark Magician deck that I showed you guys the deck profile to, some of the rank journeys that I have from gold to platinum. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. And is Magician's Rod, Princess Illusion Magician, Dark Magician, Pot of Extravagance, and Secrets of Dark Magic. So this is actually a pretty good going first hand. Where Pot of Extravagance, you need to start off with this, but if you do get ashed or anything like that, it's actually a pretty good ash bait because you really don't care all that much about your extra deck, where your main power is within your trap cards and monsters like Dark Magician and the Princess Illusion Magician having high attack powers. So, and Magician's Rod is actually a really good starter as it is, and Princess Illusion Magician either boosts up your dark monsters or she can special summon herself as an extender. So let's see how this actually turns out. So this is I go Pot of Extravagance, Vanish 6, I get ashed, which is exactly something that I actually wanted, because if they ashed the Rod, and it would not be such a good thing. Magician's Rod's effect activates go for Soul Servant. This is where I check my extra deck to ensure that I go for Soul Servant to go for the Dark Magicians, where Soul Servant stacks the Dark Magical Circle. From this instance, I actually kind of I was thinking about, should I add the Dark Magical Circle or should I go straight to the Eternal Soul, where Dark Magical Circle has a very small glimpse of actually getting the Eternal Soul, where I try to go for the Dark Magical Circle to ensure that I have both Dark Magical Circle and some slim of a chance to either get Eternal Soul or Magician's Salvation. So at this point, I do go for the Dark Magical Circle. Dark Magician's effect activates to ensure that I get that right away. So it did not end up that good, where I only got another Dark Magical Circle, where I actually added the Dark Magical Circle, and the Soul Servant actually added the Solemn Strike from the stack of the Dark Magical Circle. I activated another one to see what I can get. I actually stacked the Magician's Souls on top so I can draw with the Dark Magicians, and Magician's Souls ensures that I get a Dark Magician on board to be able to use my Dark Magical Circle to banish this monster. So Magician's Souls effect activates, go for Dark Magician. Dark Magical Circle, I actually decided to banish from the back row. He decided to go Threatening Roar. Okay, no big deal, he would have just chained it anyways. So he goes for Starly, and I just strike his summon just to be sure that I have some sort of way to push for game. As soon as I did that, when I did that, I actually tributed Dark Magician with the Magician's Rod. So with Magician's Rod, I would be able to get some sort of access to Soul Servant to go into Eternal Soul. So I actually drew the Soul Servant on top, where I didn't really need to do that, but I was not sure about that. So I go for Magician's Souls, dumping the Dark Magician Girl in order to have two draws off the Soul Servant. So now Soul Servant stacks the Eternal Soul. So I draw off Dark Magician to set it in order to activate Eternal Soul this turn. So I'm able to get Dark Magician, being able to actually banish his last back row. He has nothing else left, so at this point I'm able to push for game. And there is the game. So this is my first duel that I have with the Dark Magician deck. I actually was happy with the way how the deck performed. So this is the second duel with the Dark Magician deck. We're going first again. So our opening hand is Double Veiler, Princess Illusion Magician, Soul Servant, and Gozen Match. Not exactly the best starting hand, where you do have like two interruptions already over here and a Floodgate that might make your opponent stop playing the game, but yeah, so there's no guarantee about that. So I just decided to just set both the Soul Servant and the Gozen Match. It could be enough. So this is when I found out that I'm going up against actual Archfiend. So Infernity, I mean. So he summoned two Infernity monsters and went for the Needle Fiber. So this is where I actually go for Gozen Match. So because like where most of their main monsters are darks, and he just has a water monster on his field, so it might be able to stop him from making any sort of plays. And I do activate the effect veiler just to ensure that he doesn't have a monster. And maybe this was a misplay on my end, but honestly it turned out to be a good play from the start. So in 10th phase I activated Soul Servant to stack Magician Souls. I draw the Magician Souls. This is where I made a big misplay. My play was to go for Norito with both Dark Magician Girl and the Apprentice Illusion, but then I realized from this point I'm under Gozen match, so I just decided to go to battle phase to just attack with both monsters directly, and I just set the Torrential Tribute. So this is a very big risky move because like I have Dark Magician only in hand and there's no way of guaranteeing what my next draw will be. So I definitely wait until he try to pop off to see if there's anything that's gonna be a threat to me, or else there's no reason for me to activate Torrential Tribute. So he's just popping off from here, and I'm just letting him pop off. I don't know what any of these cards do, I'm just reading them. He just goes for IP Masquerena here. Yeah, he's just still popping off, so I'm just letting him do his thing, and I think the moment that he goes for the one of the new Infernity synchro monsters from one of the latest sets, this is where I decided to go Torrential Tribute, because that can attack over my monsters. And next thing you know, this is the draw that I needed. This was very lucky, where Dark Magical Circle already being such a good draw, but it's just the fact of what Dark Magical Circle can get me. It can either whiff or not, and I just didn't whiff. I got the Eternal Soul, and I'm able to just go on with my Dark Magician play as is. So I couldn't really go for any of my Link monsters to try to get Dark Magician to graveyard, but with my next draw being Pot of Extravagance, just being a very crazy draw as it is, and being able to get two crazier draws after that, it's just actually pretty crazy. Being able to draw both Magician's Rod and Magician's Souls. I use Magician's Souls to go for my second copy of Dark Magician, to just summon it, activate Dark Magical Circle to banish his monster, and then I normal summon the Magician's Rod to go for Soul Servant, and this would be enough for me to push for game as it is. So this is my second match with the Dark Magician deck, and this is the match that actually got me from Gold 4 all the way to Plat 5. So without further ado, let's just get straight to the next one. I will special summon the Apprentice Illusion just for going for the Secrets of Dark Magic. Then I will activate Dark Magical Circle to try to see if I can either get Magician's Salvation or Eternal Soul. There are in total 3 of cards that I really need to try to go for Dark Magician, Dark Magical Circle play. And then two very important cards over here. Infinite Permanence I will set in the middle column, and Skill Drain is just a really powerful card as is. Thank you for coming back to 3. So let's see how this plays out. So I actually decided to go for the Dark Magical Circle first. He goes Max C here. I'm not sure if that was a really good move on him, because he doesn't really know what I'm playing, and if I really even had a monster to special summon, but luckily for him I actually did. So Dark Magical Circle actually got me the Eternal Soul, which I actually wanted, with Infinite Permanence and Skill Drain set. So this is where some things go pretty weird. I let him droplet my stuff, where yeah, I kind of had to let him do that because I didn't have any other cards, but I think that was a very wrong move because I don't really care about Apprentice Illusion Magician, where my power is in my back row. So I guess he just did it just to lower my monster's attack. He goes for Karaz. Karaz, I just Skill Drain the Karaz. I was wondering if I should Skill Drain or Impermit, but both would have just equal out to be the same thing. So he goes for Battle Phase. He goes for Max C. I guess this is where you would be, where this would be a better Max C to activate in ensuring to actually special summon a monster. So Dark Magician is summoned, Dark Magical Circle banishes his monster. For whatever reason, he just goes for Tanky to go for Tri-Brigade Fractal. I guess he just doesn't know how the Dark Magician deck work, where I would be able to just link away the Dark Magician to go for to ensure that I would be able to go for Eternal Soul, and to Dark Magical Circle banish his Fractal. But yeah, I'll just let him do what he does. honestly, it was just a random fractal. So I do link away the Dark Magician for Link Spider, Eternal Soul, and Dark Magical Circle links banishes that. Then I just attack with all my monsters over here. We're almost lethal away. I just link away the Dark Magician for an Imduck this time. It could have either been Imduck or a Link Spider, but it just ensures that I have my Dark Magical Circle and Eternal Soul live in my opponent's turn as it is. So he activates Desires to see if he gets any lucky draws. Now this is where I realize that he's actually playing Bird Up with Literalist Tri-Brigade. So skill drain, he just gets 3 monsters up. And this is where he would go for Subord, Bird of Sovereignty. Thank God you're actually banned. Well, I'm not really scared of this card because the fact that I really do have skill drain up. And Eternal Soul just summons the Dark Magician and banish the Sovereignty. And this is where he would just scoop. And actually a pretty good duel right there. This is where you should see that how the Dark Magician deck actually performs in Master Duel, where you don't really have things like Dragoon, but you're still able to control the game state with Dark Magical Circle, Eternal Soul, and just having extra monsters on board to try to help you push for game, and the link monsters to help you link away Dark Magician to grave anyways. Okay, this is gonna be the last game that I show you. I think I'm still in Plat 5 at this point. I know I finished off in Plat 4 or Plat 5, but this is in the Platinum rank. So I'm going first once again, and the cards I have in my hand: Magician's Soul, sadly the Dark Magician Girl, Soul Servant, Magician's Salvation, and Summon Limit. These are all really good cards, except for the Dark Magician Girl hand. So let's see how this plays off. So I go first. I go for the Magician's Salvation first to set the Eternal Soul, and then I activate Magician's Souls to send the Dark Magician to graveyard. Send the Dark Magician to graveyard to special summon the Magician's Souls. Then I activate the Soul Servant to stack the Magician's Rod on top of deck, since Magician's Souls did not use my normal summon whatsoever. So I do that. I use Magician's Souls to send away the Magician's Salvation to draw the card, and I normal summon the Rod to get my Dark Magical Circle. And Circle, I think I whiffed with, yeah, I did whiff with the Dark Magical Circle, but honestly I only have the Dark Magical Circle is very useful for interrupting my opponent on their turn by banishing one of their cards with both Dark Magical Circle and Eternal Soul. And I set the summon limit, which I don't know what deck he's playing. It could be really good or really bad. So Heart of Desires is activated, he draws 2, and now this is Winwitch. So he at least needs 3 summons to ensure that he goes for Crystal Wing, I believe. I'm not sure if he's going for Crystal Wing, but this is what I was thinking in my mind. Oh, he's trying to go for the Crystal Ring play. So he already summoned twice, where he's already susceptible to summon limit. So they try to activate their effect to special summon, and it was either the special summon or add. Which one was it? It was to add one. I thought, which one did I target? I targeted that one, the Glass Bell, and then I activate Summon Limit right after that to ensure that he has no more summons right after that point. And now he is forced to kind of go for Battle Phase to destroy my monsters. So now, yeah, I get burned. Battle Phase, he goes for Maxi while I activate my Eternal Soul. So Eternal Soul revives Dark Magician, as you know the deal. Dark Magical Circle banishes one of his cards, so I decided to banish the Ice Spell. I guess it really didn't matter what I actually banished anyways, it's just getting rid of one monster on the board. So he attacks my Magician's Souls, it doesn't really matter all that much. Then he sets 3 back row. I am maybe a little bit concerned about his back row because I don't know what he's running, right? So I go for Friend's Illusion, discarding the Dark Magician Girl. Getting the Dark Magician, Magician's Rod just summons the Magician's Rod gets you your, I don't even know what is going on. This thing is going fast. I went for Soul Servant to stack to put back the Magician's Salvation. Now that I have the Dark Magician Girl in graveyard, to ensure that I have a way to push for game in the future. So I go into my battle phase, and now that I see some of his back row is actually burn cards like Ring of Destruction and Secret Blast. So honestly, this is at this point I'm more cautious like of what I'm doing. So I try any way to like make sure that I'm not susceptible to any sort of burn whatsoever. So I just continue from attacking at this point. It would be my best choice to do. Now is my opponent's turn. He draws, and I believe he just sets 3 back row. So now end phase, I just do everything that I can, since it's still his turn. So Dark Magician, I summon off of the Eternal Soul. Dark Magical Circle banishes one of his cards, and Magician Salvation summons the Dark Magician girl whenever a Dark Magician is summoned. So at this point, I know he's on burn since I see Magic Cylinder, and I am very cautious from this point, like attacking with the smaller monsters first, just in case he might have another Magic Cylinder. So now I'm just, I just linked away the Dark Magician, go for Link Spider, and Eternal Soul just revives Dark Magician. Dark Magical Circle banishes another of his back row. So I'm just really scared at this point to see if he has anything, and I remember during this duel he had something to respond with, but I guess it just didn't matter of what he had, where it really wouldn't either burn me or it really wouldn't burn me for enough to finish me. So I actually got the duel from there. Well, that's gonna be it for my Dark Magician replays. Thank you guys so much for watching. I actually have fun playing the Dark Magician deck. I want to find some sort of way to update the Dark Magician deck with kind of like more power spells and trap cards, and even come up with more deck lists. I have a deck list that's coming on the way. I'm trying to just to ensure that this is the right deck list that I want to play, and that these are all the correct card decisions. But without further ado, this is your boy Stacy, and I'm logging out. Peace.